Don't let me make you dizzy. Just turn it the wrong way. Jim just turned off old NASCAR race. We got Minden Hills Homestead Ute family from Canada. We got old red tractors.
We're international, huh?
Old red tractors, you in here? Oh, we're down to 2. Went from 5 to 2.
Are we lagging or something?
I know not. Comments and actually I take that back. It was turned around. See, I had to tap the screen to make the comments come up. We got Travis. What's everybody got going on today? And we got Geeky. Wouldn't be alive without Geeky. If Geeky quits turning in, we're going to quit. And we got a special guest tonight, too. I'll show them to y'all in just a minute when we get a few more people in here. Well, we didn't get any torrential rains from the storm, tropical storm, whatever it was. And those of y'all that watched the video yesterday, everything garden-wise is doing great. Watermelons are doing good. It's a little too, the collard beds are a total loss. Well, I'm glad to hear that, Jim. That's about the only way we found to do anything with them here. We haven't had groundhogs here long. Maybe 5 years. We don't even know where they came from. They're not native. I mean, we've never had them. It's not like we've had them and we had them once upon a time that killed them out and we got them back, and we never had groundhogs. You know, Travis, the only thing I know about those Cherokee tan pumpkins, I know where they came from, and I've seen Danny over at Deep South grow some. That's really all I know. No, Jim, they're not. I mean, they had them west of us. You know, we're in eastern North Carolina. They had them on the other side of Raleigh. The closer you got to the mountains, you'd run into some. But I can't believe nobody would introduce a groundhog. I mean, it's not like people hunt them or for sport or that they serve any practical purpose in the world other than digging, you building up a foundation, eating up your yard. I don't know why we would have them. I don't know why anybody would introduce them. Oh, hello, old mechanic. Glad to meet you. We try to introduce everybody in here. We try to introduce ourselves, and you know, since I can't do, I hate doing it every week. But we try to get to know everybody, have a little homestead fellowship. Hey, Jay. Not too bad. We had a little bit of rain today, but nothing terrible. Didn't get a whole lot accomplished. You know, Travis, here they're moving drain tile to drain tile. That's where they're. Oh, hey, old State. Glad to have you. But that's the way they're moving, you know, expanding their territory. They're going down the road and, well, hey, Troy, glad to have you. Introduce yourself a little bit. We got, is that Chaos 228? If I mispronounced that, I'm sorry. From Mississippi, introduce yourself. We try to, I mean, don't give out your mama's maiden name or the name of your first dog or anything, you know, but.
We don't want to know where you went to high school.
Yeah, we don't need to know where you went to high school, but Jay Baker's still in a drought, so they need 20 inches to catch up on their annual rain. But we're getting all ours at one time. It won't rain, then it'll all come a flood. We got Danny Greger from Virginia. Right across the line.
If Mason pops in tonight, tell him happy birthday, because his birthday's this week coming up.
7 acres of pun horses. Troy's on 7 acres of plum orchard.
Ooh, plums.
Do you sell plums, Troy? Or, well, North State, that's the way it was here. We didn't get no, we didn't get no rain at all. 7 inches tall wheat hay now. Jay, we had some sweet corn this. Of course, the stink bugs are in it. We're going to try to do a video tomorrow.
Chat's not going.
We'll try to do a video. Troy said, no, they ain't worth enough. You know, that's a common problem, ain't it? That you can grow a crop.
Where's he located?
He told me, but I can't remember.
Dome?
Oregon.
Oh, yeah, that's a little too far to ship plums. They probably wouldn't be any good by the time they got here.
Old Mechanic's got a 12 cow calf little homestead, been on it 40 years. Hey, Mike, how you doing? Glad to see you. I'd have called you this afternoon, but by the time we got in, it was dark and it was time to do this. Yeah, that's about the way it usually does here, Geeky. We get an afternoon thunderstorm. Every day. Might not rain, but that much. But we have a little afternoon thunderstorm. It's traditional. My grandma told me one time she'd seen it rain every day in the month of July, and the corn still dried up and died. Yeah, the weather's changing. Midden Hills, something's different.
You can't have that.
Chaos is from South Mississippi. She's got him some pigs. Hey, Stephanie. Matt, yes, we do. We feed them a lot of raw eggs.
You want to tell them?
Well, hold on a minute. Jim said he used a thread file for the first time. Yeah, old mechanic, that's a sore subject here. Everybody's got black cow. We have to have black cows, so the doc is so bad for red or gray or anything. And I ain't a black cow guy. I don't like black cows.
Hey, Stephanie. Hey, Warren.
Yeah, chaos. That's we have that problem too. That's why we have some extra pins. If we get ones too muddy, we'll rotate them out. Yeah, Jim, I use thread file a lot. But you know, kind of we tend to fix the stuff everybody else. We get stuff after everybody else has already tried to fix it. Really, it's probably the best way. Matt, you know, traditionally the old hogs get made into sausage. You know, it's very seldom you eat a pig over a year old. And like our beef, I want our beef less than a year old, less than 1,000 pounds. Well, that's about all you can do, old mechanic. That's about all you can do. What I really love, what really makes me happy, is when you have registered red Angus cows and they dock you at the sale barn when you sell them because they're not black. But they're after certified Angus beef, which is a bunch of baloney. I've never seen how they certify that beef. It's a black cow. It's certified Angus. And sore subject, there's lawsuits about it and everything else. There's a lot of the beef producers out in the Midwest, they really grow beef. Northwest, what would you call central, upper, like where Luke's at, where they really are, North Dakota, South Dakota. But anyway, they're suing the people with the certified Angus thing.
Northern Midwest, maybe.
Not sure. Did I say hi to Stephanie? I said hi to Stephanie.
Mm-hmm.
Did I say hi to Warren?
No.
I don't know if I said hi to Warren or not. Anyway, we got a continuation of a legacy. That's Samson's puppy.
Samson's a daddy.
That's exactly right, old mechanic. And you can't tell that much difference between a Holstein and a Hereford and an Angus. We always raise Holsteins for beef. We used to have Hereford and Charolais cows, brood cows, and my daddy would get two Holstein calves from my uncle at the dairy for us to kill for beef. Well, Jay, that's the way it's going. Everything's going to be an Angus or Limousin. There's a lot of farmers going to Limousines because they got black hide. And I missed some comments. This mangy tablet I got, you can't.
Chaos said they just got a 13J electric fence energizer to fence off my field and let them be on pasture. They're training to do it now.
He's got pigs.
Uh,
I think that's right. I think he was telling me.
No biting.
Well, he ain't hurt me. I will tell you, be careful with pigs in a hot fence. They ain't the most reliable way to keep them in. Sometimes it works great. Sometimes it don't work at all. You just have to.
Did you get the one about the Minden Hills Homestead Uke family?
Not a. Oh, there we go.
Thank you, Warren. Samson ain't figured out what to do with
Admitting that's the best way to keep them in. And Chaos, I'll be honest with you, I saw something the other day. It was new to me, but I thought it was an excellent idea. Once you break those pigs to that hot fence, anything will work. See, the woven wire, keep up with the comments for me, so I'm holding him and talk. The woven wire is as much of a mental barrier as it is a physical barrier. Pigs that are raised in panels assume they can't get through that hog wire, which when in reality they can. They go right under it. But it's a mental barrier. They see that fence, they associate it with a panel, and they won't run through it. But if you've got something pretty solid, you put them in and break them to the hot wire before you put them in it, you'll have a much better result.
Jim Chris can get him to howl, like howling at the moon. Oh, it is so cute. Oh my God. Danny Gregory said that Holstein is cheaper to buy for sure.
Well, growing up, it was all the beef we had.
The bull calves. I think the hamburger's better anyway. And then Chaos said that's why I got the most powerful one I could afford.
Well, the problem is, it don't matter how strong the charger is, they'll run right through it. That's what you got to worry about. They'll hit it so fast they won't even feel it. You know, the way it'll work, if they're not broke to the hot fence, they'll hit it on this side of the pen. Then they're going to spook and they're going to run hard as they can to the other side, and then they'll run right through it. That's what you got to worry about. Now, stronger fence charger is better. I mean, it's by far better, but you still got to get them broke to it or they'll just run through it and it won't really work.
Warren said Holstein is usually a dairy breed, isn't it?
That's right. We were glad to have
Our
Mid Hills.
biggest dairy breeds here are Holstein and Jersey, right?
Yeah. Well, jerseys ain't fit to eat. Long story short, jerseys ain't fit to eat. They got yellow fat. They got a gamey taste to them. People do eat them, but
Danny said that they give bull calves away there.
Well, Danny, they've never done that here, but we don't have but one dairy left in the local area that's within driving distance, and it's 2 hours away.
North State Outdoors says look like a bear dog, sure enough.
Well, I don't know if you've seen
I don't want to be
Samson.
mean.
I don't know if you've seen Samson. That's right, Chaos. That's exactly what a good gym. That's exactly what you need to do is put a training wire, and then once you break them to that fence, you can keep them in with one wire. One wire will keep them in as good as 20, but they got to be broke to it.
Jim made cracklings to your directions.
They work good on
Skin off pork shoulder we were making sausage with.
I figured out they do better if the fat's about half froze. If it's real cold when you put them in the grease, I did find that out.
And Warren said I see.
Anyway.
Why is he shaking so bad?
I don't know. Oh, because he just ate a belly full of milk and puppy chow. And
I don't want him on the table. Don't teach him to do that.
I ain't got to teach him to do that. He'll do that on his own. But
no, you don't get on the table.
He ain't comfy for him right here. You hold the dog, play with the dog. I'll talk to people on YouTube.
Hey.
That's right, Michael.
You are a powder
I
pot.
don't know if I've ever showed it in a video and mentioned it or not. Because, you know, we don't script anything. We might have a topic, I need to do a video on such and such. And I just do a video. Well, good deal, Jay.
No.
The old mechanic, they might be that high here now because I haven't bought one in a long time. And to be honest with you, when I was buying a bunch of them, I was buying them from my uncle. So I was getting them for as cheap as possible. But I took everyone I had. You know.
Jay bought a big tractor.
Went with the 5-foot hog panels.
Mm-hmm.
We call them cow panels down here. If you hear me talking about a cow panel, that's what I'm talking about. And we have black bear.
Did you see the?
But the black bear here are very intolerant of the letter fence. Hey, red tractor.
You got a tractor big enough to run his?
Yeah, Jay Baker got one start making up his feet. It'll definitely help.
Hey, old red tractors. What are you doing?
The littlest one's not.
Take a hold of my arm. There, get down. Don't chew on that.
No, Travis, but I see where it could possibly be a problem. I haven't heard anybody tell me that they've really had a problem. The little pigs, Mike, are 2 weeks old.
I don't know, but they won't stay in the pen this time.
Yeah, they're going through the hog panel. First ones they ever had really do that.
Yeah.
I mean, I've had some do it before, but not bad. But they're
They
getting
get out in
those.
the walkway, but these are getting out and having to round
Yeah, but they're
back
going
up.
about that far away from the pen. They're just getting out and running around in circles.
Yeah.
I'll put some dog pin wire or something up and zip tight to it to stop it. No, Travis, I've never had the things we have trouble with. Really, the only things that I've heard recently, anybody having trouble with the last few years, is horned owls will still get you piglets. I haven't heard anything about eagles getting them or anything else, but horned owls will get you piglets. And neighborhood dogs are always the issue. Yeah, they do it. They, you know, a hog panel ain't escape proof for a piglet, and they're slipping through it, and they run around the pen and run back in. They ain't hurt nothing. They ain't tearing nothing up. They ain't leaving the property. Well, old mechanic, that can be a problem anywhere.
No.
I had a 706, Jay. If you have any trouble with it, you let me know. I've worked on them my whole life. Their parts are available for them.
He keeps biting my feet. No, stop. I have to keep socks on all the time because he eats my toes.
Warren said it was 106 on Monday up there. I bet y'all were suffering. Well, you know, money is a problem there. You got to really, and that's something we try to preach to people, is you've really got to put a pencil to stuff and pick your battles. I can raise my pork cheaper than I can buy it, but that's because I'm making my own feed. I have a good friend of mine who provides most of the corn to make my feed with. Chaos is an excellent feed. We've used it around here for decades, but I learned something the other day, and I don't know enough about it to really tell you. But apparently there's some kind of beer. Hey, Alex. I don't think you'll have any problem with whiskey mash, but I've learned that there's some kind of beer that's got a different kind of hops in it. It's the beer that has the high alcohol content, uses a different kind of hops, and it'll cause some problems with your pigs if you feed it to your pigs. I wish Happy Quack would jump in here. I might recall them, but they had an actual problem with it. They had some pigs won't right, and they found out it was because of the hops in the mash they were feeding them. And I didn't know about that. I didn't know that was a problem. Never heard of it. But all we usually have around here is whiskey mash. Maybe Travis, that might have been it, but it was news to me. It was nothing I never heard tell of. And apparently it messed with them hormone wise and made them have some birth defects. Well, we got one ain't even got a name on it. I didn't know you could do that.
Neither did I. Well, hello. They got a picture.
No, it ain't no hops in whiskey mash. As far as I know, whiskey mash is going to be completely safe, but you might want to check on it. I'm just saying, don't go exactly by my word because I didn't know that was a thing.
Ow.
Yeah, Stephanie, what we have is a lot of bulldogs, Rottweilers, pit bull crosses, and a lot of times when you see the hot wire, like the hot wire on top of my pivot pen, my little pivot holding pin is there so a dog won't jump in it. I haven't had a problem with it, but, you know, an ounce of prevention. And I have been told at Cody's we get piglets, but we haven't had a problem with it, or nobody I know has had a problem with it here in Eastern North Carolina. But that doesn't mean you can't, you know.
Yes, you are. You keep biting my foot.
TJ Crimson Tide. Don't know how he did it either. What's the picture of?
That's their profile picture. You got one. What's Happy Quack's number? Give me your phone and I'll text
I don't. You had to go look at that piece of paper in there. I can't see you enough saving in there on the phone number. What's so bad about it, Stephanie? After those dogs kill something, nobody will claim them. John G. Hang on, let me see if I can read it. John, a lot of times they'll scratch on stuff. My boy scratched the back of his ear right here. He's rubbed it on the side of the building until he scratched it and it's bleeding. Well, it cost me about, mechanic, about $1 a pound to raise them. That ain't counting facilities enough. Mitten Hills, they're a double-edged sword on the water nipples. I don't use them because when they're a problem, they're a real problem. In the middle of the summer, I have thought about hooking some up and using them and then taking them down in the winter. But they're bad for breaking them off. We've put them on metal pipe through an 8x8 post, drilled all the way through the post, put them on with a washer on each side, and they still break them off. Feeder pigs won't, and usually tops won't, but putting them in with your big sows and stuff, they'll break them, or they'll bite them and let the water run up the other side of their mouth and make a great big bad mud hole. Yeah, Travis, we've had some of the same. Got Shepherd's Homestead with a bunch of pictures. Well, we do all right with the chaos. You just check. I don't think it would be a problem, but I didn't know there was a problem. Hey, Prelude. And I don't want to tell you nothing wrong, All that's come about, we don't get brewer's grain anymore because they used to give it to you to go get it and get rid of it. Now you got to pay for it. And, hang on a second. Keep up with the comments, baby.
Hold on just a second. What was that? Okay. Spring-loaded water nipples, are they a thing? Oh, I don't know where you left off. Judy's up. Hey, Judy. Prelude Recycle Paradise.
Yeah, they're spring loaded. They make several different kinds. Oh yeah, Chaos. I would. Well, see, they wouldn't sell it that cheap here. Too many people got to want it. And Jay, we've used the 50. In fact, Big Mike still uses the 55-gallon drums with the water nipples in them, but he has a lot of trouble. I'd rather just water them with a trough and a water hose. They're gonna dump it out when you water them, but you see, in my situation, I'm home or around home a lot, so I can, when I come home to eat lunch, I can go water the pigs. We try to water them every morning. If it's hot, we water them at lunchtime. We water them every night. If they're stupid enough to dump it out, you know. And they make the ones that are a little trough to have a paddle in it. And there's several different ones they make, but
he said that he meant to keep them from breaking off.
not that I've ever found.
And have you ever fed 14% beef developers to your hogs?
No. Like I said, I'm a welder, so I've built brackets on galvanized pipe, and I've done everything in the world, and a big hog will break them off. Big sow, big bore. Most time you tops, the ones you're topping out, don't, and your feeder pigs definitely won't. But when they break one off, especially these small pens we use, it sits there and runs 10,000 gallons of water in the hog pen while I'm going working on a tractor, and I come back and you've got to sit there and really move them into a different pen. You're going to rotate pens and get them out of that pen because they can't stay in it.
Do you have a mister?
No, we run them a mud hole every morning.
Hey Judy, how you doing? Jay said I mainly use them because they heat good.
He was talking about the 55-gallon drums. Well, if you're getting away with them, by all means do it. And you don't have near as much trouble with the smaller pigs. It's when you start getting into the 600-700 pound sows and boars that they rub on them and snap them off and push the barrel out the holder, and they usually do all of it in the summer trying to make a mud hole. They'll start off by biting the nipple and then letting the water run out, and if that's not fast enough, they'll actually try to break it off, I guess.
Do that.
Hey,
Stop.
Judy.
Stop. What was that?
I don't know who it is. And the problem I have with Mike's is I go there and feed up for him every once in a while. Yeah, if you're on concrete, that'll work, mechanic. If you ain't on concrete, it'll just bury it. What we did was take tires and chain them to a post. We take a light pole, bury it in the middle of the hog pen, take a tire and chain it to the post where they could go around and around the post with it.
Trevor does something like that with his chickens. The barrels, though, he does the...
Well, they'll rip it off then. Chaos. Yeah, Travis, it's doing good. We showed it in a little bit of a video yesterday. Every time I try to use water, line, and hose clamps, they'll snatch it straight off, or break it, or chew through it.
The bowling ball helps keep them occupied, keeps them from tearing stuff up?
Yeah, every commercial hog farmer's got one in the top of fold.
Oh, every once in a while I see them at yard sales.
They won't work on dirt, baby. They just bury it. You see them bury feed troughs and bury... really, folks, it's amazing what a hog can tear up. A hog can destroy the world.
My feet. I'm going to pull some baby teeth.
We're going to have to get a new laptop or something. Don't hang on a second. I got somebody texting me. I don't know who it is. I can't read them. It must not be nobody knows they're there, but text.
Okay. Well, those of you who won't hear while I do it, come here. This is Samson's baby. Look at her. Y'all see Samson's baby? Let's see. We named him Eli. Since Samson's from the Bible, we picked one that was from the Bible. So I'm Eli. Well, we knew that the people who had the mama dog, they're moving. And I think she's the last girl dog in the neighborhood. And Samson's getting old. And Chris really wanted a puppy off of Samson. So we're hoping that when he gets a little bit bigger, Samson will train him so that he'll be like Samson. And he's got Samson DNA, so he'll be a good dog. Because Samson really is the best. Samson really is probably the best dog we've ever had. He's a really good dog. Hold on. No, he's particular about his signs. He went looking.
He went throwing me down. What am I?
We talked about the dog and what his name is, and they like that it's a 2-syllable.
Well, he's 8th generation.
Yeah.
9th generation.
8th or 9th generation. Chris has had a dog from this lineage, father to son. It's all been father to son, right?
Mm-hmm.
For 8 or 9 generations, and I've had some really good dogs from them. Chris's dog.
Say hi to Trey and Jay. They're watching.
Is that who was texting?
Yeah. They're messing with me. And y'all don't forget, if you need a pair of boots, you're the Highway 70 West in Goldsboro, Country View Western Store.
Best boots in town. Okay, that didn't sound good.
I'll go check it out in a minute. And look, let me give you a recommendation for Red Wings. Those right there have been the best pair of boots I've had in years. You got to put some insoles in them, but they're tough now. They're expensive, a little expensive, but they're tough.
And a little dirty on the table. They look better when they're cleaned up.
Hey, no, they won't smell. Hey. Which way did it go? Which way did it go?
Hey, Roletter Racing. He is not a bear dog.
I had bear dogs for years. He's got a bit of plot in him. He's got a...
Samson is Texas Healer and Doberman. The Texas
They're getting to
Healer.
the point they're mucks.
Yeah.
They started out with Claw Hound and Blue Heeler in them. Back in 1993.
The Texas Healer was Chris's dog, the daddy of Samson. And the Doberman was, well, same area that this mama came from.
They started out Plot and Blue Heeler mixed, then Plot and Collie. Blue Heeler and Plot mixed, then mixed to a Collie. And then the mama has been whatever the mama has been. Sometimes it's a Blue Heeler, sometimes it's a mutt. You know, the mama's been whatever mama's been since.
And this time the mama is a lab pointer mix, so he's a little bit of everything.
Yeah, he's getting to
And
the point of
he's
being a
missing
mutt.
Where's he at?
He's eating dog food. Calm down.
Alright.
He can survive on his own for at least 15 minutes.
I don't know if he can or not.
What a miss. You ain't keeping up with the company.
Oh, sorry.
Somebody might be asking a question I need to answer to.
Hold on. There's, we're talking about the name.
You know,
Like
Jay,
Frank Baxter,
I've never really sat down and tried to figure it out, but I would like to make a feeder out of a tire. I think it would be, hey, did we talk to Alex? Did we speak to Alex?
Yeah, got to clean my glasses or I can't see it.
He's just a mutt by now, racing.
He's our own special breed of mutt. There we go, that's much better.
We had a tough time. I guess we named Elijah and called him Eli. Right, good night, Warren. We're glad to have you.
Warren's leaving?
Yeah, we got to hear that for a while.
Aw. Good night, Warren. Did you say, Rolletta Racing?
Yeah. You might can, Jay. In fact, that'd make a good YouTube video if you want to make one. You make one, I'll copy it. We'll see how they work. But it should be able to be done. Especially a tractor tire. I've often wondered, could I make a trough out of a tractor tire? Because it would be indestructible. I mean, it would be there forever. And I know I could lay the tire on the ground and just cut the top edge off, but I don't know. I've just not sure. But I never really sit down and really try to do it.
Nah.
So I guess I can cut a piece of sheet metal and put it in the middle. I don't know. I used to use 15-inch tires for cow feed pans. Because they had some metal pans that come from somewhere that would fit in them perfect and kind of lock in when you push them. They would kind of stay. And I used them for feeding cows, like one cow, like a milk cow, for years. It worked great. You couldn't turn it over. You didn't get water in it. The tire held the pan up off the ground. You put some holes in the bottom to stay drained.
Jay said that he's only got one episode of ice fishing, not farming.
Racing said that pig's got a soccer ball. Mine just tear the shelter up when they get bored.
A soccer ball wouldn't last 5 seconds.
It will with little pigs. Like them three we're talking about. It wouldn't work around old boar or nothing.
It might work with those 3 little pigs, but I think these might be too big by now. Oh man. Apparently we've got a really good boar. Because I took him to feed up with me yesterday. And Eli got in the pen with the boar as I was trying to feed him. And any other boar would have eaten him. Would have killed him and eaten him because he got right up under him while I was trying to eat. But he didn't. He just kind of looked at him like, you need to go home, boy. And left him alone. Even when he was checking out his personals. He still
Then
just
I'll
left
answer
him
your
alone.
question in just a second.
So we got a really good boar.
He's got a little plot in him, old North State. It ain't much by now. But he had an ancestor that was half plot, half blue heeler.
What are you doing?
You know, Stephanie. I'm overrun. Old red tractors, I'm overrun with 100s. Stephanie, just get a good pig to start with and then try to get some decent. You can feed them a lot of different stuff, but you need to make sure you got some supplement in there, some vitamin and mineral supplement. Make it protein any way you can. Make sure you got some lysine in your supplement. Oh, a cub. I'll check that out, Rev Tractor. I don't work on mini cubs. Cubs aren't that popular around here. Yeah, Judy, they come from Country View. Trey, the guy that owns Country View is one of our sponsors and a real good friend of mine. I mean, a real good friend of mine. That was him calling while they texting, messing with me. They're watching the live. But he's one of the best guys in the world. And something else I'll tell you: if you spend any money with Country View, they're good-hearted people, and they do a lot of stuff to help the community. I've never seen anybody with a good cause asked him for help, he didn't help them. So stuff like that's important to you. You know, when you spend money with them, you're kind of helping the whole community, because if somebody goes up there with a charity, they're very willing to help. Hey, Kaleidoscope, how you doing? Well, you know,
He needs to set him up the thing so he can chat.
You ever see those folks on YouTube in other countries making all the stuff out of tires? They make it look so easy. Making sandals and baskets and
Yeah, they
everything.
cut them like butter. I mean, we watch them. We watch these videos.
I think they must just not be steel. Well, I don't know. There ain't as much steel in the sidewall. I'll check that out, Jay. I'll see what's up with that, because it sounds like a really good idea. Oh, Red Traders,
Hey, Kaleidoscope.
I've got 3 100s to get running. All 3 of them been setting up for years. I've got to get them running, and yeah, I've seen something like that too, North State. But I've got 3 100s. You got to be got running and converted 12 volt. I mean, probably the niece system will be going through. Well, I'm glad to hear that, Kaleidoscope. But there's 3 100s out there that got to be got running. Don't know what ails them. And they converted to 12 volt. I've got 474 that got to put brakes on it. Well, see, that'd be the thing, wouldn't it, Jay? See, I don't know. Now that you mentioned that, might fill up with mud. Mine would probably fill that up with mud. It's got to have brakes on it. 474. It might be a 484. You know, I've got some little bit newer international. They brought up, 50 horse international. Guy drove up here yesterday with no clutch in it. I got a backhoe out there I've been waiting on brakes for a year. Nobody's open. Nobody's doing any reman work apparently, so I can't get any brakes. Master cylinders you gotta have. Hey, preacher.
Stephanie, Chris gets into those videos where the guy's living in the middle of the rainforest.
Yeah, I do too, Stephanie. All that stuff.
He's building a house from nothing.
I love to watch these videos. These people are taking nothing. I mean, they ain't got nothing. So believe. They got a homemade hammer, but they got a lathe. I ain't figured that one out yet. Well, try it. That's how you figure stuff out, Jay. You got to try it. If it don't work, worst thing you do is you got to rip it out. They're still a little cheap down here, Travis. In fact, y'all probably buy one. I got to do. You remember? Did anybody here watch that video I made about the old Super A my buddy bought? It was in such bad shape. We've got that tractor running like a new one, and I never did a follow-up video on it. And I need to do a follow-up video on it. Y'all don't let me forget that. I need to do a follow-up video on that tractor. And I believe I'm going to do some videos on making toolbars for it. You know, toolbars for them are so expensive. And they're never on them when you buy them. They always sell them separate because they'll bring more than a tractor wheel. And I figured out how to make them. So I might need to do a video on that. And something else y'all remind me to do. I did a video the other year. And I was talking about adjusting the clutch on a 35 or 135. And the way I do it is not by the book, but it gives you a much better result. Y'all remind me to explain stuff when I do it when it's not by the book, but it works better.
What tractor was it?
The Super A, Mike Super A. Um, I don't know, preacher. Well, 5 foot sickle bar. I've cut many acre of hay with a 5 foot sickle bar behind a 140 farm.
Making toolbar.
Yep.
And what was the other one?
Hey, Happy Quack. We needed you. I forgot what we needed you for.
She's got patchy service, so might not be able to stay on long.
Well, tell everybody in here what you were telling me about the brewer's grain from that beer company.
You said one more. What was it?
I don't know.
Hey, Happy Quack. I'm gonna say Patchy. I don't know why.
And preacher, I asked my buddy about that bush hog. It looks like it's brand new. I don't know how old it is, but it looks brand new. We always did, Midden. I do. I mean, I always put, I think that's right. Happy Quack, that's exactly right. Hey, High Desert. I almost missed you. But yeah, they need salt. You know, mechanic, there ain't nothing wrong with them old 2-cylinder John Deere's, but I can't get the mess out of them. I can't stand it.
King Scooby.
Hey, King and Scooby. Which one, preacher? Oh, I asked my buddy about that bush hog. It's a 4 foot, it's a heavy duty, and it appears to be like new. I don't know how old it is, but it looks like new. Man, nothing wrong with a gong. There used to be a bunch of them around here. We had a gong dealer. Well, you know why they paint them green, don't you, Red Tractor? They paint them John Deere's green so when you got to push them off in the edge of the woods when you can't fix them no more, they don't stick out so bad. And they don't stick out so bad when they break down right in the middle of the field.
You can tell he's a John Deere fan.
Well, I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna be bluntly honest with y'all. John Deere has paid for everything I own. No doubt in my mind that by far working on John Deere's has made me more money in my life than working on anything else. And I really do appreciate them for that. I'm glad to make them.
The last one about raised beds.
But I don't want them. That's all I know to tell you. They're all right. And I'll give them one thing. You can't say you can't get a part for them most time. Y'all read what she's saying right there now.
That's what I was fixing to say. Up here it says that IPA, brewer's grain causes infertility, low testosterone, causes uneven tits, and I'm not sure if I'm saying this, cryptorchid. Also, it causes ovarian cysts in human females and prostate issues in men too. Causes, that's a repeat.
Happy Quack, be sure to tell them what kind of brewer's grain it is. That's the big question.
IPA, brewer's grain.
Mine's probably a 140. Because a 140, if I had, for a using tractor, now if I want one to, Jay, they claim it's to mash too. But it's only in beer. Is that right, Happy Quack? It's only in the mash from making beer. It's not from whiskey or anything else.
It's because the extra hops and the way they ferment and brew it.
For a using tractor, it had to be a 140. Because you can take a 140 farm all on probably up to a 20-acre farm and do everything you need to do on that farm with that 140. Now you ain't gonna do it fast, and you're gonna do it 4 foot at a time, and the disc ain't gonna be quite heavy enough, so you have to break it and disc. It's gonna put you a little bit more work, but you can do everything
Me
on the
too.
farm with that 140.
Not regular brewer grain. And you said that IPA is for, didn't you tell me that it was like the ice beer?
Yeah, that's what scared me, because honestly, I used to drink food, and I used to drink Ice House, and it's high octane beer, so I figured that'd be about my blood. I was killing myself and didn't know it, or running myself and didn't know it. Travis, they can get them for $1,000 down here now, but they won't have every bit of equipment with it, because they'll sell the equipment separate. But now for just to have tractor, well, I was young, it was higher octane. I don't know why, just to get me a bottle of whiskey, but
Love my mini mo. Have we said hey to them? Come here.
yeah, that's the one that don't have a name. Are you talking about a Minneapolis Moline? Yeah, Minneapolis Molines and Massey Harris stuff is getting hard to get anything for. But if I had a tractor just to have a tractor, it'd be a 400 farm office. That's the first tractor I ever owned. And when I was younger, we were just commercial farmers, and they want a lot of sentimental value with farm equipment. When we got something bigger and better, we get rid of the old stuff so you can help get it. And like my daddy's 140, I needed a new tractor, and it was something I could trade in on it. And they give me something for it, make it worth trading in. And
you gave him milk earlier, right?
The preacher, leave the LS tractors alone, and leave the Ford Boomers alone. They're the same thing.
You gave him milk earlier, right?
He's got the old thing of dog food now. Them little LS tractors are okay for a cheap tractor, but they ain't. You better go buy you first. No, I don't know what we're gonna do, preacher. We talked about it, but that's a lot of money for me. We might buy a used one day. By that, I'm gonna go buy a new one.
Here, come here.
But they talk like they're good little machines. Well, how does you can do a whole lot with one of them.
Come on.
Between 16 and 20, preacher.
Yeah. That's what he wanted.
They did studies on people drinking it, but I think they might have done a study on pigs eating it, I think, because my wife just pulled it up. Good night, Jim. We're glad to have you. If you're going to try farming in the high desert.
I was reading Amber's comments.
Well, that 706 will run that grinder. We had 806 too. It's right much stronger tractor. But a 706 run. Believe it or not, I believe a 574 run it. Because I'm going to tell you something, we had a 574. It's probably the handiest tractor we ever had. And I rebuilt it one time when I worked at the dealership and put it on the dyno. And they're the perfect little garden tractor, or any of them, from a Super A right on up. You put a fast hitch on it. Everything's interchangeable on all of them. They're just like an F-150. They're the same vehicle machine from when they made the first one to they made the last one. It's just what it's got on it. Hey, we got Chuck Russell. I've never seen a Super C wide front in person. I've seen a picture of one, I think. Well, the 140's got a 1-point fast hitch on it. Yeah, you can do a whole lot of stuff with it. I'll tell you the handiest thing we got around here is that Bobcat. I forgot how handy a Bobcat was, but I'd rather have that Bobcat than a loader tractor.
Oh, that's a good video to do.
It's a whole lot more versatile.
Show what all you can do on the Bobcat.
North State got him some pivot forks.
Would that be a good video?
Yeah, what?
Show the Bobcat how you use it.
Well, I can't run it that good. I'd be embarrassed.
Maybe Trevor would.
That was being sarcastic.
Oh,
Ain't you seen me run it?
yeah. Well, I thought you did really good, but I mean, I don't know about equipment that well, so.
Mid and heels, Kubotas are okay. I won't never own another one. That 706 run that mill, Jay. Don't worry. 706. It's a little bit of a clumsy tractor, but it's got some horsepower.
Happy Quack, what is that?
There ain't nothing terribly wrong with a Kubota. Mid and heels best. You know, I work on tractors, so you know, all I ever see is the problems.
Happy Quack, what is the
Hey, Keith Jones.
Maybe I missed it, but the CryptoChid. I don't know if I'm saying that right. CryptoChid. What is that? There's Catch Homestead Outdoors. Just got inside.
Well, you know, yeah, I don't know about that new McCormick's and stuff either. I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna give you some advice. You get the farming, need a tractor. I'll be honest with you. Go buy you a $5,000 tractor or a $3,000 tractor. You might have to work on it a little bit every once in a while.
That's you.
But you ain't gonna work on it $200 worth a month every month.
Oh, only one testicle. Okay. What?
Trey, you know. Crap, well, those names better than mine. Think like it. Jay.
Jay. He said his dad wants a new McCormick, but it's made in Korea, so I'm not sure.
Jay, we were talking about farm models. What farm model I wanted. Everybody up here knows I'm a my daddy was the farm model guy. I'm a Ferguson guy. I just work on farm models.
So I take it Trey's still watching?
Yeah, they're still watching.
Hey Trey. Alright. I just cleaned up a mess you made. You make another?
No, I can't find it. He's making a racket.
He's under my feet, biting them.
Yeah, we might ought to address that. I'm a Ferguson kid. Grew up with farm models and work on them every day. And there's nothing that'll replace a 140. A 140 or the one row farm model. It ain't necessarily got to be a 140.
He said that he wants the McCormick because of the bucket. Would rather buy an old M with a bucket. And High Desert says if they could ask for rain out
we
here,
will.
and pray for the rain. I got five. Happy Quack's got 5 pigs in the back of the truck driving home.
Preacher's got a Mahindra too, Jay. I work on right many Mahindras because the dealership shut down here. And I guess I'm the only one that they'll jump on them, you know. But, you know, nuts and bolts. The only problem I got with the Mahindras is the best one they made is a homeowner model. So that means they're just not tough enough. Most of them won't run but about 500 hours before you have a major breakdown, if you get that out of them. And the parts are outrageously expensive. That's the only real problem I have with them, but they're not any worse than anything else. They're not any worse than a Coyote or AOS or, I mean, as far as the cheaper line tractors, the Mahindra's probably the pick of the litter, to be honest with you. I'd rather have it in a Coyote. I'd rather have it in a Farm Pro. I'd rather have it than any of the rest of them, you know.
Happy Quack said they've got 15 minutes of rain in the last 3 years.
Wow. Well, I know they. And we were looking at buying a Mahindra Jeep. You know, they're the #1 selling tractor in the world, I understand. That's because of price, you know. They're made in India, and I think they probably sell a bunch of tractors in India.
They're in Sand Dunes by Mexico.
But you can't hardly beat a 35 gas burner for being iron tough. My little old 30 out there, we run it so hot the other day it cut off. I poured 2 gallons of water in it, we're right back going. Tell me about your water situation, Happy Quack.
Yeah.
He said a 67 model 504. Them old 504s would have been really, really good tractors if they'd have put a little bit bigger motor on. I don't know if I do or not. Chuck, RK.
Russell.
RK.
Yeah, if he quit
No, I
biting
don't
my
think
feet, he'd be really cute. He's vicious on my feet.
Well, pick it up.
I think he's laid down. He's finally got quiet.
And I work on a lot of farm alls, work on a lot of John Deeres. I guess in order it'd be John Deere, Farm All, Ferguson. And then you could probably lump the Whites, the Longs, the Mahindras, the Fords in one pile, for fourth place. Well, North State, that little Ferguson ain't a Ferguson, it's something else. It's made in South America. But what I've seen of them, they're tough. Pretty sure I ain't a Tractor Supply kid anymore. Where Happy is. I missed something there. But I believe that pretty.
Good night, old red tractors. Have a good weekend.
You know, old red tractors. You're right about that, High Desert. What was Jay talking about? I missed something somewhere.
I guess the 15 minutes of rain in 3 years. They're saying doing
Like I said, Chaos, you can't hardly beat a 35, 40 horse Massey Ferguson. If you want a loader tractor, just go with a newer one like a 240. If you're just looking at an old farm tractor, go with a 35 or 135. 35s and 135s are usually cheap. Well, Stephanie, I'll be honest with you. The hog panels they sell are kind of junk. I've never personally had any trouble with the T-post as long as I got the heavy T-post. The little lightweight ones, they can't hardly even drive them. They're too big to fit in the post driver. And then when you try to drive them with a hammer, you beat them all to pieces.
Oh, the 125 to 30.
Yeah, she's telling the truth, Jay. Can't you? Can you imagine? It gets 105 here sometimes. And then the heat index on top of that would be 114, and I just soon lay down and die. I have to work in it all day. Then by the time I get home, I'm just sick in my stomach.
We've stayed a pretty solid 95, hit 95 most days recently. And that's hot enough.
I don't, Travis, but that's personal opinion. I only like working on them. Now, honestly, they're about the same tractor as my 31st. They should be identical, right? That first is so much more dependable and easier to work on, and I don't like an 8N, 9N, or 2N. I don't like none of the old Fords, to be honest with you. The old gas burners, the other ones like the gold bellies and the 301s and all that stuff. Yeah, well, they ain't a one around. This is farm all country back then. Few Fergusons. And
Me too, Jay.
I'm gonna tell you what a lot of farmers around here had. A lot of farmers had a 400 and a 100 farm all. And then some farms had, I guess it was something to do when they got a little money or when they started farming. You see a lot of farms that had a 400 and a 100. You see a lot of farms that had a Super A and a 100. You see a lot of farms had like a 140 and a 135 Ferguson. Had a 140 farm all and a 135 Ferguson.
Mm. Taste of Wild is no good.
Yeah, the inside of the oven is a dry heat, Stephanie. Still in the oven.
Class action lawsuits for pet deaths.
It all depends on what dealer you had around it with finances to what brand you went with.
Humidity. Oh no. No. Humidity at 125. You'd think all the humidity would have dried up at 125.
Best way to tell you is just pick what you like. There ain't nothing wrong with like the 1000 series Fords. Now once you get up to 1000 series and on up, Ford is a good tractor. Maybe the best there is. Like old 5000 Ford or 7000 or 3000, 2000, they're a wonderful, wonderful machine. That's right, North State. The only thing to worry about that thing first time you have to put a clutch in it. When they tell you how much that clutch costs, you have to sit down for a minute, catch your breath.
We've had 100% humidity days here. It's bad.
Yeah, I don't like the Workmaster and the Powermaster, Travis. I like the 60s model Fords.
Jay Baker said that.
Good night, Preacher.
All red. Good night, Preacher.
Well, see, we were all red, too. Everything we hear, the only thing my daddy ever had was Farmall International. Yeah, man, that was tough chaos. Well, here what'll get you in trouble here is we'll have a 100-degree day, then we'll have an 80-degree day. And after a couple of 80-degree days, you get acclimated to that. Then it pops off 100 again, and it just kills you. You know, now eventually it'll get hot and stay hot, and you'll just suffer the whole time. But that constant change in temperature is what you can't ever get used to it. The humidity or something was up this afternoon when it went raining, Judy, because at one point in time it was pretty hot.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if there's a lag between what I do and what y'all see, so they can censor me.
No, the comments aren't. There's not a lag with the comments. It's a lag with the picture.
Oh.
And the sound.
I bet a banana split one. You can see that, did you?
No. Happy quiet. Yeah, it rained for good part of the afternoon. Did you see Samson's son? Samson's a daddy. I just have to get some moisturizer, Kaleidoscope. Lots of moisturizer. Now, I'm watching it in real time, and there is I don't know, maybe a 30-second or so between what's happening and what we see.
I have to give him a chance to cool it down. Say something too
political?
Well, whatever.
Huh. Well, 5 to 10% humidity probably would be nice.
What are you talking
High desert, so they have 5 to 10% humidity. They don't have in North Carolina humidity.
One of these old potions up here is a 400. Right.
Which one?
All right. That's an M and a 400. Also, there ain't much difference. Huh? Just a year difference. Or years. I made the number series and made the letter series and made the number series.
Amber said her phone was patchy.
There's the old cub. A cub in size, but a bear for work.
That's the one behind me, right? Can you see it?
I used to have a cousin. He'd hold on to the PTO shaft with both hands. He'd let the clutch out of it. He'd shut the tractor off.
Did y'all see the picture of the cub?
Oh, they've seen him before. Now, Coloscope, you know I ain't got no idea what a Louis Vuitton bag looks like.
Most of them are leather. So basically that's what they're saying. A mile east. Do you ever go to the beach, Kiki?
Don't say yes. Come on, man. Brother, me and you tight. Don't say yes. They're doing good, Happy Quiet. They're doing good. We got, I think I still got 12 little solid red pretty good pigs out there. Half Duroc, half Tamsworth.
They're escape artists.
You gotta do Happy Quiet. They're slipping through the hog panel, running around the pen, slip back in. They ain't going nowhere. By the time they're big enough to cause a problem, they ought to be too big to fit out the panel. I don't know why they ain't too big to fit out the panel now. Except they're just a great big litter. And they're small pigs. But they're growing fast. But there's a couple of them in there are tiny. Meaning, I don't know if it's just the Berkshires we have, but nobody around me that's an actual hog farmer that's not new to it has any use for Berkshire. They've never had a use for Berkshire. And even the guys like me that have got some lately, they don't have nothing good to say about them. Bad mothers, you know, the whole Berkshire pork thing is a marketing gimmick, like we were talking about the Angus beef, and they're just bad mothers. The quote that probably says it best is I've had several people tell me, say, well, they won't have but 10 pigs and they can eat 8 of them or eat 6 of them. One guy told me he had 30 sows and weaned 100 and didn't wean but 100 and some pigs off of them last year. That's what and the bad feed conversion, they're a little bit worse on feed conversion. But that may just be the line of Berkshires we have. I mean, I know other people that swear they have give up with them. And I can't say they don't. You know, I know the 1 or 2 I've ever had.
What kind, Happy Quiet? She got 2 pregnant sows and 1 with.
Well, that's what I'm saying, Jay. I
pigs.
can't say you don't have great luck with them. I mean, and if Jay's got them, Midden, he'll tell you if they're, you know. Yeah, blue butts are popular Well, actually, they're not popular here anymore because of the no white pig thing. Nobody wants white pigs anymore.
$15 a ton.
$15 a ton sounds like a outstanding deal. Because this $15 here for 150 pounds.
What's hog mash?
What we feed is what they're calling it. You know, we just call it
Feed.
you know, Bluebud is a Yorkshire Hampshire cross, and they're the two most popular commercial hogs on concrete. And for anybody who don't know what a Bluebud is, and it's a hog with black skin, they're white hair, prick ears, but they got black skin on their butt. And you can't give a white pig away around here. We had one sow had a little bit too much Chester White in her, and she would throw blue pigs. She was Hamp, Duroc, and Chester White. And she would throw pigs with black skin and white hair, flop ear. And they sold great. We actually thought about trying to make them into a breed. We had to do a little line breeding to do it. We thought about making them into a breed and calling them a Carolina Blue and seeing how good they would sell. But we didn't ever do it. I wish I could get feed $15 a ton. I can't even make feed $15 a ton. It cost me $150 a ton to make it. The high desert, you can make a little money on that now. But once upon a time, the bluebud pig was the commercial pig. It was like the black baldy cow. It's what everybody grew to sell. Happy Quack said he picked up 2 pregnant sows today.
And the one with the litter, she's got the litter in front of the truck. That's why I was trying to figure out what kind.
Well, Jay, what we're having trouble with here is the co-ops. We have these co-ops to raise the pigs on the ground, and they provide your breeding stock, the gilts anyway. You had to buy a breeding stock from them, and that's the only people around here that have Berkshires, because they got a little kick that Berkshire pork is better. So a little marketing gimmick. And what they've done and how we actually got our start was selling the co-op guys Duroc boars to breed the Berkshire out of their Berkshires. So what they do is breed them to a Duroc boar, then keep gilts, then breed them to a Duroc boar, then keep gilts, and breed them to a Duroc boar, and keep gilts, and breed them to a Hampshire boar, and keep gilts, and breed them to a Chester White boar, until there was no Berkshire left. And Old Mechanic, all the commercial, we're in North Carolina, we were #1 in hog production, but they all shut down during the pandemic. They've gone bankrupt and shut down. There's not very most of the hog farms here are empty. Just make sure she told you right. We've run into that before. That sounds awful cheap. I hope it's right, but that sounds awful cheap.
Make sure you can't forget to put a 0 in there.
Yeah, I think she missed the zeros. If that's the price I do, I'll send a truck out. I believe I can send somebody to get it. Because we can't get it nowhere near it. It cost me $15 to make 200 pounds. The Magna-Listas ain't showed me nothing.
Hey, tell them that's for free corn.
Yeah, and that's for free corn. I finally got some Magna-Lista pork last year to see what the hype was. It's marketing gimmicks, folks, I'm telling you. I mean, I could lie to you and tell you my pigs taste better than whatever. But with mine, it's mostly processing is what it tastes better. Now the packing plant has opened back up. It's at limited capacity, but they ain't got no pigs to run through it. They find how to ship it. High desert. That's outstanding. If you can't make any money on a pig at that price, ooh, you make a killing. Come on. I'd like to give you a visitor of the month. I need to move out of y'all at. Well, ours aren't organic because we use wormer. We can't label ours organic. We can label ours all natural or old fashioned. That's the difference right there, Jake. They were bred from mother in the building. That's something I've been meaning to make a video on. Don't get too hung up on breed. Oh, I'm glad to help me in any hey city to the country. Any question you have, Mindy, I'm glad to help. You can email me, whatever you need to do. Hey, Mark Thompson. We got a few cubs around here. Yes, you can feed them too much corn, Troy. Well, too bad I ain't got a. We're not using Roundup Ready corn.
The actual label is ground raised all natural.
Yeah, ground raised all natural. No, we're good. How you getting on? Wilson? I ain't got nowhere to put a semi-load, though, is the problem. Yeah, you can feed them too much. Well, I don't know if you can feed them too much sweet corn or not, because you ain't going to have it for so long. So, yeah, you might tear their stomach up. It'll be about the worst thing you do. We feed a lot of sweet corn when we have leftover sweet corn.
Sucks.
Well, see, right there's the problem, Jay. Can't feed the seed. Do you want to?
Show them what we're eating.
What? Fries?
Cheddar fries. They're hard to find.
We use byproduct meal instead of soy meal, mechanic. But we use wormer. If we get a sick pig with a doctor, we don't let them sit there and die because we can't give them an antibiotic. But we don't feed any low dose, which nobody does anymore. We don't feed low dose antibiotics. We don't feed any growth hormones. Nobody does anymore, you know. My average sow has 16 pigs. Probably the best way to put it, Jay, because you got to remember, you got to start out with too many because you're going to lose a few.
Our average is we usually lose 3.
Did I answer Troy's question? Did I answer your question, Troy? But yeah, you can't feed them too much corn if you're feeding shell corn. No, we don't have two mechanicals wrong ground. The only time you give iron shots is when they're on concrete, the pump. That's where some of the myth comes from, that you don't have to give your pigs any vitamins or minerals when they're on the dirt, because you don't have to give them iron. That's the only one. That small scale. Like if you're running sows on pasture and they're farrowing in the building, small scale, you don't have to give them iron either. You just give them a shovel of dirt. They don't give me the antibiotics when they're born here. In a hog house, they get cc's of iron and 2 cc's of penicillin when they're born. You know about it. I've had several people tell me they eat cold. We ain't got no cold around here. North State hog feed here. We just bought some the other day. $12.50 a bag, 50 pounds. That's for topping. Pig and sow is a little bit more than that. And the only difference is protein level's higher. But I've had to buy some the last couple of weeks. But I got to make some. Yeah, sure. I don't know about cherry seed. I don't know. Are cherry seeds toxic?
Mm.
We don't ever have cherries to feed them. Well, we ain't got no coal. Charcoal, maybe.
I thought you said cherry trees were toxic to cows.
Yeah, wild cherry trees are toxic.
Cherry pits might be.
I assume he was talking about like maybe the seconds or something from a canning facility.
Mm.
Hey, black sheep. They're cherries like you eat. I don't see how they could possibly be a problem, Troy. Well, if they're not getting any dirt, if they're not on the dirt, yeah, some iron would be a big help. You see, we got them fair in sheds. So by the time they okay, that's what I was asking, black sheep. I didn't know if cherry seeds were toxic, or if they were like apple seeds. Yeah, they're toxic, but they have to eat 2 truckloads of apples to get those seeds hurt. They get both, believe it or not. Most of my old breed stock only gets dry. They eat it better wet. But we feed with a bucket. So our pigs hungry when you feed them. So they clean it all up like good little pigs. Dry is just so much easier to work with and handle. And we do some hog mash, which what we call hog mash is soaked. Like when you hear other people talk about hog mash, they're talking about the ground fine hog feed like we feed. Terminology will get you in trouble sometimes. Everybody in different places calls stuff different names. And it can cause you a problem. As far as feed conversion, I really can't tell any difference. The corn we can't grind. Yeah, I started making some old mechanic. I bought me a little cast iron pot. We get our fat and skin back. Most of our stuff goes to the processor unless it's barbecue pig. We'll dress barbecue pigs here. But this got to be cut up. Usually when we kill pigs to cut up, we're killing 8 or 12 or 15 at a time.
Yeah, we don't need any help with the flies either. None.
But she's got a good point. Wet does make the flies worse.
The,
And the
dry
mash, that
is bad
mash,
enough for flies.
you're not, Chuck. Oh, good night, Kaleidoscope. Well, I appreciate it. It's time for us to get off. It's 11 o'clock. We're trying to start doing 9:30 to 11. But what I usually do, if you're new in here, we try to let you finish any conversations you have, talk amongst yourselves and anything. And we'll give you a few minutes to do that.
Good night, Chuck.
I get on other
Y'all have a
people's
good
eyes,
weekend.
and it worries me when they just jump off. Well, it's 11 o'clock. But anyway, I'll let you finish your conversations, and I appreciate everybody that was in here. We hope we helped some people, and we enjoyed it.
Good night.
Oh. Oh. Good morning.
Oh, Wheat Swamp Buddy. Hello, neighbors.
Hey,
Just logged in.
You got here just in time. What's the sign off?
Yeah.
What are you doing up this late?
I don't see him. Hello, neighbors.
Oh. I don't even see him up here.
Couple of, what, bit more maybe. There he is.
Well, we're glad to have each and every one of you. And I appreciate you coming in. I don't know if you're still up here, Wheat Swamp, but give me a call tomorrow. I think we're going to kick on off, but I'm about to starve to death.
It's, those, cheese fries.
Well, I made her go to town and get snacks.
Yep.
Swing by here tomorrow, Wheat Swamp, or call me. And we're going to have to jump off here right now. But what in the world are you doing up this late anyway?
Good night, everybody. Y'all have a great weekend. Thank you for coming. We enjoy every minute of it.